Hi guys, I'm Daddy Freeze, convener of the Free the Sheeple movement and leader of the Free Nation. In Christ I greet you and I bring glad tidings. So, how are you all doing? I need to address the trending story about the Chrisland issue. And it's a very troubling issue. Now, I'm going to start first of all by informing you that I'm a parent. For those of you who didn't know, my oldest child is 20 and my youngest child is 7 or going to be 7. So I have them across. I have 13-year-old, I have 14-year-old, 18-year-olds, 20 years old, 17 years old. And if there's anything I know, is that parenting has no formula. Some children act more responsible than other children, and some children have the tendency or the likelihood to get into trouble more than other children. We need to identify those issues. But you see, in this particular issue, everyone's at fault except the children. And the exception for the children is not because there's what you call criminal responsibility from the age of 10. It took me this long to come live because I've been talking to lawyers. I'm not a lawyer. I will not pretend to be one, but I've been talking to lawyers because we need to establish a few things. And we also need to establish what is called, in legal parlance, jurisdiction. Where did this happen? If it happened in Dubai, do we have the jurisdiction in Nigeria to try the case? A question. Let's now discuss, you see, sometimes, personally, if the parents had not come to social media, the magnitude of this would not have unfolded to the level and created the level of embarrassment that it has created. We need to address this. And the mother coming to social media to, in my humble opinion, play the victim is wrong. The only victim here are the children. And they are the victims of either bad parenting, bad educational system, or a combination of all these things. When the mother came, I was like, no way, this is so sad. Until I had the unfortunate opportunity, because I'm going to say it is unfortunate, but as someone who is coming to address you people, I cannot not view the evidence. It will be stupid of me. Maybe if it was just for a but I'm coming to teach, I'm coming to discuss, I'm coming to throw light. I have to view the evidence, and the evidence in question threw as much a shadow on the school as it threw on the parents. The evidence here cast a shadow on both the school and the parents. It would have been a good idea if the mother had not come to play victim, in my opinion. Because watching that video on Ubi's page, in my humble personal opinion, after being a parent to, how many children do I have again? More than 5. Let me not tell you the exact number. And I told you the oldest is 20, the youngest is 7, and I have across the range. So I'm not coming to tell you this as somebody who is a plumber that is watching Chelsea match. I have been through every stage of parenting, from the troublesome twos to the 18-year-olds when not they hear word. And sometimes children, they put you for trouble. You try your best, but the pikin drag you enter trouble. This happens. This happens. However, I don't believe children. That's where me and taste buds are. The taste buds believe children are innocent. Me, haha. I don't believe children are innocent too. I believe children can be extremely manipulative. So when a child tells you, you say, hey, what are you doing downstairs? I'm fetching water. Me, I will go and pass the back and sneak and come and catch the child there. Me, are they bust children? Are they bust children? And I encourage every parent to bust your children. Privacy, children of today, when they go to America, they will have privacy there. In Nigeria, if your child has privacy, you will pay for it. Because what they are doing, unless you have raised them to a position, especially with constant talking, that child lacked something from her parents, in my humble opinion. My own opinion. I don't know what the law says. I don't know what anybody else says. But me, if I saw my child like that, I would not point finger at the school as much as I will point to myself. So the fact that your child came home to tell my child, tell me something before I can trust you. You see, stop being silly. People do not demand trust, they earn trust. I was dating a girl one day. I picked up her phone, I went through her phone, and I saw that she was calling her ex. And I said, why are you calling your ex? I thought you said you've broken up with your ex. And the girl said, why are you checking my phone? Don't you trust me? I said, where do I know you before that I will trust you? Are you my mother? Are you my sister? Did we grow up in the same house? Which day did I meet you? Not 2 weeks ago, me and you met. I was dating. I told me your story. Then now you're calling, you say I should trust you. Trust you. The trust is coming from where? I'm not supposed to trust you. I'm supposed to check up on you and find out that you are trustworthy. I'm supposed to set traps for you. I'm supposed to stumble upon information over a period of 2-3 years, and then I can now come and say, after I've experienced this person for 2 or 3 years, I can say I trust them. I met you 2 months ago and you tell me if I don't trust you, the relationship is not, if the relationship is not based on trust, where do we base the relationship? Don't be silly. Relationship on trust. Where do I know you from? And this is the problem parents have. You ask your child the question, your child will tell you the answer. Children that are manipulative, and you trust them, and you believe that your child is right, but other people's children are wrong. Your child is right, but other people's children are wrong. Let's address these issues. Me seeing, in my humble opinion, me watching the parents, initially I was like, I'm a parent. Oh my God, this happens to my child, everywhere will scatter. But then I saw the other video and I'm like, hold on a minute. The mother came and said they used substance on her, and then it was without her consent. I'm like, Ogbeni, what WTF? Let me tell you, before I met people that have that level of experience when university, that level of experience, no be secondary school, and not be say we good, no be that experience, no be secondary school level of experience. I had finished secondary school. Let me tell you my own story. I did not lose mine until I finished secondary school. I was not yet 18. My children no go here. But I had finished secondary school. I had done WAEC, I had done JAMB, and I was now doing JAMB lesson for, WAEC GC lesson for GC when I met my first girlfriend. I had finished secondary school. Now you can imagine, to be honest with you, me and my ex, we did it for like 6 months. We don't know where to put it. I'm not joking. For like maybe maybe 6 months, an exaggeration. At least we did like 20 times before we got the hang of it. We literally did not know what goes into what. And I was almost 18. We go try, no go walk. We'll go consult with elders. Say, Baba, you say, we'll do it like this, no walk. We'll try again. So when I see this thing where they see, this thing where I see, wallahi, no be downgrade. I tell you, so for me to reach that level, I was maybe 19. Say, I don't even understand them reach that level. Say, we don't level experiment. I was at least 19 or way above 18. Those are our days. Now, it's not like some people have not been G-J. You don't understand when they say Onjin Koje. Some people they G-J, they tiff and they chop when we were younger. But that level of expertise, you know, Okpo. That level of expertise is plenty. And I'm sure you guys understand what I'm saying. Some people are here on YouTube disturbing the peace. Let me block them. If they don't want to learn, let them go. Am I connecting with you guys? Watching that video, of course, the girl's a victim. And so is the boy. And guess what screws me inside the whole video? Children, they on top the bed. Wallahi talai, till today, I am 46 years old, 6'1". I have never, I think once in my life, I was lucky enough to be in the company of 2 ladies. Once in my life. Once. I'm not, you know me, I don't know how to lie. Once in my life. But I have never, ever done that with people around watching. Never. Worst case scenario, we go enter bathroom. You go excuse yourself, come out that setting. Say it was happening like they were eating hamburger. The ambience was like, yo, we're just chilling. Oh yeah, you guys are there. Make una no shake bed. Make una be careful. I was like, in 46 years of my life, I remember one instance. I stayed with one DJ who was working at another radio station somewhere in Lekki those days. I came to do some stuff in Lagos and I stayed over in his house. Now, in the middle of the night, The bed started doing winging, and I was on the bed with him. You know those days, everybody they squat. Some of us sleep for floor, but because I've been guest, I sleep for one side for in bed. Then for the bed they don't winging. I just open my eye. I just see the guy on top, babe. Wait, I finished university then, or I was maybe my final year in university. I was hustling in Lagos, going back and forth. So as I lie down for where I lie down, I just open eye, you know, small light go coming from window. I saw the guy, and because it has happened so few times in my life, I can actually remember instances. Once in my life, as a grown man with money, I was able to invite 2 girls, but once, let me even see how this thing is, and I was a fully grown man, not 10. They're arguing my age, whether it's 10 or 11. So we need to understand that I was traumatized as a 46-year-old. I was traumatized as a 46-year-old because that thing I never done before. I know there are some guys that they do group. I never do them before. Worst case scenario, all of us did the same. Everybody get different room. And when you are inside your room, you lock your door. So, let me tell you, the problem is not the girl. The problem is the society, one. The problem starts first with the society, and we need... Sorry, network. The problem starts with the society, and we need to identify that first. Our society get problem. Because this is not the girl and the boy. It's a whole room of people. Nobody get us. If we heard one person protesting in the background, then I know that our society has hope. Say one person there in the background, say, what are you guys doing? Oh no, you guys should stop. There was nobody quarreling. If you listen to the audio of that video, it was... I am more harsh in this video than they were. There was like, yeah, you guys should not shake their head. That to me is the first problem. Those children were not alarmed. That means they don't see that kind of thing before. Even if they never participate, they don't hear them, it don't fool their ear. Baba, when I did secondary school, see that kind of thing. That's so good. They look and say, hey, come and see. What do they do like imbecile? Hey, come and see this. Ha, ho, he. They were too casual. It was worrying. Someone said it is a crime to watch that video. Oh, yes, it is. But when we are going to address something to save a society, we have to be very careful. I cannot come and address what I did not see. Deleted immediately. Somebody sent it to me. Unfortunately for me, I did not know. I clicked on it. I saw it. Oh my God. But the whole video is 10 seconds or 5 seconds. Hey, what's this? What's the app? Before I could delete it, I don't watch them. I don't delete them. I cannot unsee it. And it is a crime for you to have that video in your possession. If they check your phone and they see that video, you are in trouble. So if anybody sends it to you, and guess what? The problem with WhatsApp is, WhatsApp sometimes videos will land on your phone without you accepting them, and they'll be in your memory. So right now, as I'm talking to all of you, go and check the memory of your phone to make sure it's not somewhere hidden, dropped there by WhatsApp. Now, the kids were not surprised. So it, in my humble opinion, seems like something that has been going on for the first time. Someone said, where did I watch it? somebody sent it to me by WhatsApp. I have hundreds of messages per day, and I try to read all of them to address them. Some people have problem. Oh, Daddy Freeze, I want to invest in the robot. We are not investing in robot again for now, because right now they are doing only crypto, so we are not doing crypto until they start trading forex again. So I'm responding, and all of a sudden you just see it, bam, and you click on it. As you click on it, like what? I even read for the person that sent it to me. What kind of nonsense did you send to me? Before the person now explained that, you might want to talk about it, that's the trending video. And guess what? The video is on Twitter, from what I gathered. Let's not lose focus, and let us keep our eyes on the prize. So, the first point of contact in this particular instance is a Latin phrase called loco parentis. Loco parentis, with reference to a teacher or an adult responsible for younger children in the place of a parent. He was used to acting in loco parentis. Acting or done in the place of a parent. Now we need to establish this. The parents did not take the children to Dubai themselves. The parents entrusted the children into the hands of the teachers in Dubai. So at that stage, the parents' fault is a more rudimentary fault. They failed in raising the children well, my opinion. But in this particular instance, the responsibility of the parent, I'm not a lawyer and I'm not claiming to be one, but from my understanding of what loco parentis is, the parents had handed over their responsibility as parents to the teacher. So the teachers were acting, or whoever was supervising them on that trip was acting in the stead of the parents. That is where I hold the school responsible. What were you people doing to the point where a girl could sneak to the boys section and do this? Where were the I believe that every boys' room should have a teacher with them. Every room, maybe 4 boys, 1 teacher, or 3 boys, 1 teacher. 3 girls, 1 teacher. How is it possible that they are in a place and it was not a rush, it was not a quick. It was like there was no hurry. So how did it degenerate to the point where this happened? A very, very important question. The chaperone in this instance, if he does not collect jail time, na small it go remain. Na small it go remain. The school now, in general, loco parentis does not mean you can take a pregnancy test without the consent of the parents or without the parents being there. And that consent could have been obtained via a phone call, via a text message, via a WhatsApp group chat, via an email, or anything could have sufficed, in my humble opinion. Once again, I'm not a lawyer. But undertaking a pregnancy test in the absence of the parents with a child that is young, in my humble opinion, is problematic. The school dropped the ball there again, in my humble opinion. I have children in secondary school, I have children in primary school. This now the kind of thing where they go to primary school, go scatter everywhere. You carry my pikin, go do this kind of test. Now, If the school had been upfront with the parents and the mother had not tried to shift the blame, in my humble opinion, I saw this as moving the blame to the school. Oh yes, the school has the majority of the blame, don't get me wrong. But the mother too cannot come and tell us that her child was giving substance and that we know. Listen, if the child was on the floor, even if the child was, could I use the words, being pleasured in that particular instance, it's different. The child was, the person in question was up. There is something lacking in the moral fabric of that child's upbringing. There is something lacking. Let's leave the school. This for the parents. Now facing the school, you have been given the loco parentis of this child. And you have students in your school that can engage in this. How did you get here? This is not them chatting about it in a WhatsApp group. This is not about them discussing it. And those days, if you talk about things like this and they catch you, or they catch you with a book, you will be in so much trouble. Then you are not in with the book, you are not with the talk, you are in the action. Aha. Let's also discuss parents now. You guys need to be that. My daughter told me, because I read something on Ubi's, this is what I read on Ubi's page. I have a problem with this. I saw this on Ubi's page. Let me read this. He says, I'm going to look for it. Or has he taken it down? Maybe he has taken it down. I'm seeing messages of 2 days ago. I think he has taken it down. Okay. I think Ubi has taken it down. Because I'm on his page now. Okay, he has taken it down. All right, he has taken it down. There was something that he said that his friend confided in him. Oh, he has taken it down. I wish I screenshotted it. That the guy said it's what his daughter told him. You understand? You guys as parents need to understand that your children's testimony is important but never sufficient. You need to do some deep digging. I'm not blaming Ubi Franklin. Ubi Franklin, in my honest opinion, acted in the best interest of protecting the family. Because anybody that runs to you with this kind of story, I thank God say no be me, because I would have looked silly. Now me say for carry am. If the mother came to me and said, they did this to my child, oh, brah, I don't wrong, go there, go scatter everywhere, because I get daughters. Femolala, what are you talking about? Tell me in the DM. No, you can't blame Ubi. Honestly, you cannot blame Ubi Franklin. Ubi Franklin did not watch the video we watched before he made his comment. If he did, I tell you, Ubi is not stupid. He would not have made that comment. Ubi acted in the best interest of the... Ubi did what I would want to do, and that's probably what I would do. A mother is crying that they took their child to Dubai and they did this. Ubi own small. I go scatter everywhere. That's why we also have to learn to get balanced perspective before we rush and scatter everywhere. And we now realize that, Someone said Ubi is an attention seeker. No, you need to understand that this is our work. Let me tell you, I retired from radio to face social analysis as my day job and preaching the scripture as my calling. And I'll tell you for free, what I make here is sufficient. All of us that you see us online, it's a job. It is better paying than your bank jobs. You have to understand that before you call somebody jobless. I charge ₦1 million for every interview you see on my page. 1M. This is a job. You have to deal with it. How many of you earn ₦1 million a month from your place of work? How many of you collect ₦1 million a month as profit from your businesses? You where they drive Uber, how much be your profit in 1 month? So you saying Ubi is jobless, or Ubi is chasing cloud, or Ubi is looking for attention? No, he's not jobless. This is his job. And you cannot take that away from him. So he's trying to build his page. He's also trying to sell his because the more busy your page is, the more you have adverts, the more you have interviews, the more you have things. And these, you heard Will Smith say, Will Smith said, my social media is my bread and butter. For many of us, social media is our bread and butter. Of course, we have many other things we do to make money, but this is one of them. So let's not blame Ubi. You see, let's not jump around and throw blame. The real people who are at fault here are the school and the parents and the society as a whole, not Ubi. Ubi has no, as far as I'm concerned, Ubi is a hero. Many people would have hit, this matter was true. Look at what they did with the other school. Maybe all the celebs covered the school. And this is not the first time Ubi is standing up against a school where schools have issues. Ubi is fighting for the rights of the students against the, you don't know how big these schools are. These schools are like mafia. You can't fight them. So please, let's give Ubi some credit. He might have ended up looking silly because he brought out a segment of a narrative without having the full narrative, but I can tell you his intentions were good. So let us, I'm going to say this, Ubi did the right thing 100%. It made him look silly, but he did the right thing. Let's agree on that, then move on. Now, we need to understand that there's an issue. The guy said his daughter told him. What do you think your daughter will tell you before? What do you think your daughter will tell you before? Your daughter will tell you that, I was Red Riding Hood. What do you think your daughter? Children, we've all been children before. They catch you inside the highest life, in the highest problem for this world. You go dribble your way out of it. I remember one day I'd come out for house. I was 16 or 17. I went out and hung out with my friends, and we all have cigar. For those of you who understand, I'm also watching the YouTube and Facebook so that they don't go have cigar. As they come home like this, I just see my parents for balcony. Hey! And my whole body now. Cigar. You know what I do? My mama, that time there was fuel scarcity, so my mama gets keg of petrol for one corner. So I just went, poured some petrol into my hand, rubbed it on my mouth, and poured it in my mouth, like, and spat it out. So when I end up, they say, you are smelling of petrol. I say, hey, my friend's car broke down. Oh. So I was helping them suck petrol into the radiator of the car. Oh, my parents say, oh, good one, good one, good one. Meanwhile, the smell of petrol, now to cover the smell of cigar. So now, so children, but they will not tell you the truth. You have to catch the truth in them. You have to make it a duty as a parent to know your children. You have to know your children. Look at someone beside you today and say, know your children. Know your children. As a parent, this is, I'm not going to leave here until you all say this thing with me. Know your children. I need all of you to say it. I have 1,200 people on Instagram, 120 people on TikTok, 400 people on YouTube, and 1,300 people live on Facebook. So I have a total of about 3,000 people watching me live now. I need you to all say this and all mean it. Know your children. Know your children. By know your children, I don't mean ask your children. I mean know them. Find out what they are saying when they are quiet. Find out what they're implying when they're not saying a word. Find out. Enter their minds. Know your children, my dear brothers and sisters. I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm not going to proceed until you guys can all agree with me on this. Know your children. Let's all say it and let us all mean it. Know your children. Now, a school is expensive does not make it a good school. An expensive school is not necessarily a good school. You also need to learn to watch out for where rich men put their children. We just finished Sylvester Oromoni's case. I will personally not send my children to a school where rich people, because you can't control rich people's children. It's hard to control rich people's children. Many of you want your children to be in the same school with rich people's children so that later on in life they can appoint themselves as governors and all those things. Oh, so your child will be able to roll with this person's child. So let me tell you, no be all the time it is good. If your pikin not get the talent of networking, your pikin go that school and your pikin will go that school, come out with nothing but abuse. Rich people's children does not, in a school, does not mean that your children will go to that school and prosper. Prospering depends on a child. A child that is not cut out for networking, that just wants to go to school and read book, we go to school and read book and not know who's the rich people there. And a child that is cut out to do networking will go to a poor school and be able to still network their way out. Yes, it will now be an advantage, but you need to stop listening to motivational speakers. It's not everybody's destiny. I don't know any governors or any military, and does not mean I failed in life. How do I rate the fact that I'm successful in life? Because I'm happy. I come home every day to a beautiful wife and beautiful children and good food, and I have 1 or 2 nice cars in my garage, and I have nice phone, and I can travel abroad once in a while. The time I can afford it, I will fly business class. When I cannot afford it, I'll enter my economy JJ. If it is premium economy, I'll enter it and I'll be happy. My mother's children are doing well. My parents are both alive. Those to me are what I consider success. I don't have to have gone to the same school with somebody and then try to be a billionaire, and then I don't need all that. I've never. I like nice things, so I like good watches, I like nice cars and nice shoes and all those things. But the day I can buy it, I buy it. The day I cannot buy it, I leave it. I don't have to make my children slaves just because I want to create a perspective or a life. No. I personally don't like schools where you see as their parents are corrupt. That's how the children are too. You all saw the reports we got from that other school about how the children were behaving. You cannot ask, the government cannot control their parents. That's how you cannot control their children. No. Personally, I prefer schools that cut across more. I like butter schools, but not the level of butter schools where you need to pay 5 million a year. For what? You will not be able to control that child. Then they will be teaching the child is how to be emotional. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, no. Please go to normal schools. Even though, personally, I don't go to church because I lead the Free Nation Online Church, which is a church where I believe you learn more than you learn in physical church. I still prefer to send my children to church school. Because whatever it is that they call the fear of God, and I have to know the principle one-on-one, whatever you believe that is fear of God, I want to see it in my children. And every day I sit down with my children and I lecture them. I talk to them. I engage them. Children don't like it. They don't find it comfortable. They don't like it when they don't want to talk. You have to make them talk and enter their head. Get them to trust you and teach them the responsibility of you trusting them. The advantage of you trusting them. If I trust you, this is the advantage. When they call me and they tell me you are involved in this, I can ask you and you must tell me the truth. And if you don't, I tell my children, I say, I'm trusting you. Any day I catch you, you go back to zero. I will collect your phone. My children have phones. All of them have good phones. As I'm talking of iPhone 11 and above. All of them. Even my baby has a nice phone. It's just that the younger ones don't have SIM cards. Once you are 17 and above, you even have a SIM card. But any day you lose your trust, I go begin to check your phone. I go begin to check wetin they watch for Netflix. My children have Netflix in their room because I believe the older one can supervise the younger one. But Netflix itself is dangerous. And there's one thing I like with my older daughter. She dey seize remote control from my pikin go just come out, go just dey say and dey hop around. Say, why are you hopping around? Don't you want to go and watch TV? They have seized the remote control. So I don't know, say, now the older one, they seize the remote control from her. The older one I can trust more. The older one has more leadership characteristics than the younger one. So when I call the older one, I say, why this? Because he has not done his homework. Because when he comes home from school, instead of him doing what he needs to do, he'll be watching TV. I say, very good. You're a good child. They have TV in their room. They have the whole, I bought them smart TVs. So they have the whole YouTube, Facebook on their TV. And they have the whole Netflix. I opened a Netflix channel for them, which is Netflix Kids. And I trust them that I will not enter. Anytime I enter the room, they're watching anime. Or they're watching cartoon. Or they're watching a kiddies program. And I enter their room. Oh, I didn't enter the room. What are you up to? So over the years, after several encounters, I can now say I trust my older daughter's judgment with regards to what she's watching. The 18 years olds, you have to set those ones free, but still hold their rope. It's like you give somebody a goat, but you're holding the rope. Any day the goat mess up, forget you are 18, 21. Now it be full age for Nigeria. Don't yank you, come back. I cannot say I'm a success as a parent, but I try very hard. I will weep. I will come and, if that was my child in that video, I will come here and cry live. Una go dey beg me, I go dey weep. Because that level, the failure cannot be the school alone. The failure cannot be the school alone. The failure cannot be the school alone. The failure is from the home. They say charity begins at home, so does failure. That you have a child that can live like that to the point where you don't know, ekuni mama sun, una go dey beg me, I will be whipping, you'll be begging me. Because I have failed as a parent. None of my children, I say it and I beat my chest, can be in that situation. At least until they reach 18. Once they cross 18, they have entered majority. My 18-year-old is in that kind. What's my business? You are 18. Anything they use you and do, you know yourself. I've raised you till you 18. You did not do it till you 18. That means I've tried as a parent. At 18, you are old enough to walk. You have your own full criminal responsibility. Anything you do at 18, if not prison that they give person sentence, you go to prison. No, I know if he save you. So two institutions, the family and the educational institution in this country, are to be held to blame for that. Now, more the school, loco parentis. And I spoke to some lawyers, and I also want to share a few things from my conversation with the lawyer. Section 137 of the Criminal Law of Lagos State 2005 provides that any person who has unlawful with a child is guilty of a felony and is liable to imprisonment for life. Less than 18, you above 18, and Egberi, know the law. The criminal responsibility age under the criminal code, which is a federal law, is actually 7 years. Criminal responsibility. The section 30 of the Criminal Law of Lagos State 2015 provides a person under the age of 10 years is not criminally responsible for any act or omission. But these children, in my humble opinion, are older than 10. I was sent this by a lawyer that I had a conversation with. And since I'm not a lawyer, I'm just reading what the lawyer said, I stand corrected. In my humble opinion, the government of Lagos State immediately shut down the school. You could not have taken a better decision. Once again, I commend the Lagos State government in this regard. Personally, the failure of the school and the parents must be noted. Those parents should be taken, in my humble opinion, for counseling. Those children, God forgive me, I'm also a parent and I pray that I do not fail. They did not do right by those children. Not just the girl, the parents of every child in that room and every child that shared that video. All of you, all y'all, the way the Americans will say it, you all, not therapy, you all need proper counseling and psychological evaluation. What you don't have, you cannot give your children. All of you, only Kilo de ọmọdé di Red Riding Hood kalẹ̀ talamamudani. In my humble opinion, the what do they call them? Chaperones of the Dubai trip. Those ones deserve jail time. Those ones, the chaperone, deserve jail. Whoa. Now, in my humble opinion, if the school had gone all the way out to make sure that things were done properly, there's lights out, there's this, there's that, and it was observed, but I still feel that they cannot dribble my humble opinion. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a judge. If I was asked, that's what I would say or do. Now we've dealt with the school, we've dealt with the society, we've dealt with the parents. Let me now deal with you. All of you. At what stage do you assume responsibility? I ask you all today, here, right now, at what stage do you all assume responsibility? Tell me. At what stage? How many of you have kids? Raise your hands. Let me see your hands in the air. You have kids. Raise your hands. We have way over 3,000 people watching us now across all social media platforms. How many of you have kids here? Let me see your hands. Or I have 2 boys. Somebody says I have 2 boys. People are raising their hands. Someone said I have 3. Tommy has 3. Lizzie has kids. My sister, Ify, Nkem. Thank you very much, my darling sister, by the way. Tommy has 19, 13, and 9. Jumai has 4. You all have children. I want you all to go back to the drawing board. This is a wake-up call for us all. We might not be the ones on the front burner today, but we definitely cannot escape totally. So guys, let's go back to the front burner. Let's go back to the drawing board and make sure we raise our children right, so they do not embarrass us and embarrass the society at large. It is our duty as parents to ensure our children are moving forth into a society we are shaping from home. The society is shaped by the family unit. The fact that you are divorced does not mean that you cannot be part of your children's lives. You are too busy fighting the person you are divorced with or divorcing with. Too busy running. You are running the mother of your children down. How do you expect them to listen to the children to listen to the mother that you have run down? It is our collective responsibility to donate great children to the society. I pray that we all parents are given the God-given wisdom to raise children. Parenting is a difficult task. May we all be blessed with the needed wisdom to be successful at it. In Yahushua's name I pray. Amen. Thank you all, and see you at 11 o'clock. If there's any update, I'll let you know then. Take care of yourselves.